Hello everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. It is an absolute scorcher today. I'm Christoph and it is 29 degrees, beginning of a scorcher of a week. It is officially UK's, I think, one of the hottest days of the year so far. Some places it's 32 degrees. Today we are up in the northwest of England. It's 29 degrees and I am absolutely sweltering. I've mowed my lawn and I need to just relax, chill out, do a little bit of bonsai and cool down a little bit. I don't think cooling down much in this heat is gonna happen, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But today I'm gonna make something. Well, actually, just look at what happened. I mentioned that some failures have happened in the garden this year since we moved, and this has been one of them. So this was one of my larches that I wanted to make a lovely, well, just look at it. I wanted to make a root over temple and it is absolutely perished. It's dried out. I originally tied the roots maybe a little bit too tight and I've undone it, and well, basically, as you can see, it's dead, completely gone. There was no saving it. I did what I did. So basically I've just let it dry out because I'm going to reuse all this lovely soil, and today I am going to make something special. I'm going to try it again because I wanted to do originally, the idea was to make a temple, a root over temple with the nice gnarly roots that we had on this larch. But it's gone. So my idea is I've got plenty of these lovely, yes, lovely ficus, and these are tiger bark ficus. And I've grown these from cuttings from my other tiger bark ficus, and you can just see they're pretty thick now. And I've got quite a few of these. I've got some over this side and I've got some over this side, and not only that is I've got quite a lot of cuttings over here, and I've also sent some over to Bill over at Bill's Bonsai. So Bill, if you're watching, hi mate, I hope you're doing quite well with your cuttings, and I can't wait to see what you're doing. But anyway, today I'm going to make use of mine and I'm going to redo this project. I'm going to get it set, I'm going to get it in here, reuse the soil as I say, and we're going to do part 2, well, version 2 of this little temple. But this time, instead of doing the root over the temple, I'm going to do a forest and root and try and get it like, I can't remember what the place is called, but there's this nice big temple, and it's got all these ficuses that have grown over this temple, and all the roots earlier. Oh God, I can't get my words out. Come on, Christoph, it's the heat. I'm sorry. So all the again, I can't get my words out. So the roots have grown because of the heat. They've grown out from the tops of the trees. They've grown over this temple, so it looks like the temple's being sucked in and eaten by all these roots and all these ficuses. So I intend to do that. I'm going to plant the ficuses around and in, just like this one was. I'm going to try and get it to generate aerial roots and see if we can do something similar with it, because this little temple is pretty cool and that was the original idea. So if I can do something similar, I've already got this in place, so if I can just get it out, and hopefully I don't have to re-cut this out, I can just plant it in the same sort of spot. We might be able to go ahead and just plant the trees in a similar sort of place. A little bit here, a little bit there, who knows? So let's get into it. We'll get the soil out and see where we go from there. So come and follow me in this journey, in this basking of heat. It's so hot. I need a shower just on top of me while we work. That'd be a great idea. Oh, maybe I'll hook up the hose pipe. I might get striked off YouTube for X-rated videos. Anyway, let's get into this. So to start with, let's just take this tree off here. And as you can see, if you remember watching the first video, I took most of the roots off the back, and then we just left the front roots, and then we grew them into the bottom. Most of the roots eventually died off. It was just, and if you look, I trapped it too tight. You can actually see where the wire was strangling, and it's cut right into it. It's just, yeah, I tied it way too tight. You can see there, there, and just right across here. I've basically strangled the roots too tight, and it's just killed it. So for the bin. So this wire is all going to come out. The rest of the roots will go through. In fact, the roots can just stay in. The lads add some of mix. So the rest of this mix, I'm just going to empty out because I am going to use it. Now, oh, so this isn't tied in as tightly as I expected it to be, which isn't, well, it sort of is good because now I can see that I tied my tree in here underneath. So I'll have to get this out. It looks like, I remember I put sphagnum moss here as well. So all this is sphagnum moss. So I can and it's actually, and everything had dried out. So I've left all this to one part, one side of the garden, just to dry out in this heat, to make this easier on me. I didn't want to be working with soggy soil. Let me just grab a tool. Chopstick will do. Let's get as much of this out as I can. Sphagnum moss, got to pack that in good, which was a good thing. It would have helped generate new roots had I not strangled them. Right, so just put that to one side a second. So all this good soil, apart from that bit, that's Scotch moss, we don't need that. So all this is my good soil. So I will just put that to one side in with that Scotch moss. Why do I keep saying moss? Honestly, tell you, the heat gets to me really badly. Right, so this is good soil, as you can see. Vermiculite, pine bark, sphagnum moss, and what I use is kitty litter, all mixed in. It's a good mix, good solid mix. So I'm going to mix that in with my current soil, which is exactly the same. I'm just going to put it back in, and we'll reuse that, and then we'll jump back into the clipping of the wires, getting back into it. This wire's unclipped, and then as you can see in the bottom, we've got a couple of holes where these wires were clipped in. We're going to take those out. We will rewire in the same places where these holes were, but I just want to take out all this wire and get it set. Why won't that come out? There we go. So this is the main tree I'm going to utilise. I'm going to put this one, I think I'm going to try and put it here, and the roots that I've got, I'm going to try and do the same. I'm going to put it in the centre of what I'm going to call the courtyard. I'm going to try and put the roots around, and then have the tree grow up, and then hopefully get the aerial roots to try and then, as it grows up, swallow the little pagoda here. And then I could, if I wanted to, put these other trees in and around. So I could put this one here, put this one towards the back, and then I could have another one over this side if I wanted to. And then I've got other trees, as I say, over on the left. I could put some more in. But I am actually looking at it now, and I'm thinking this composition could actually be a one tree composition. I could raise this up a little bit so it's here. And then just have the one tree I could even cut the centre out if I wanted to. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and fill. I keep knocking the camera. I'm going to try and fill that up. Have it as if it was the flat bottom here with the roots. Try and put the roots across and then fill it in with some more soil. So the soil should be mounded up. Strew the roots right across. And then over time we'll expose them roots. Have that raised up eventually. So for now I'm just going to keep it down low. If I can, depending on what the root system's like. And then we'll raise that to about here, level wise. I'm not sure it's going to need any more trees. But what I'll do is I'll get that one out of its pot, see what it looks like, get it set up. I'm going to bring myself a bucket of water out as well so the tree doesn't dry out. And then what I'll do is I'll also get the other trees out of their pots, test them around it as well because it's really hot. If I don't need any other trees, I will repot them ones up as well in some new pots, because obviously these pots are a little small. They could obviously do with repotting upwards. I've got plenty of other pots for that. But the composition wise on this, yeah, I'm going to go for that. We're going to at least do the one tree, but then obviously that means whether or not I shufty to one side or another or a dead centre. I think whether it be dead centre or not, I think I'll probably just adjust it to one side so that it balances, because if I put the tree in the centre there like that, this is going to be off kilter, so it's going to be off to one side slightly. So the centre line would probably be on line with this, just about there. So the tree is off on the left, the pagoda's on the right, which would be nice. So that's what I'm planning. Let's take a look at these roots then. Oh, it's a bit of a struggle getting out of this pot. That's probably because there's a massive root towards the bottom. Right, we need to snip that off. Just look at that. Righto. There we go. Now, I have no idea what end each section of root comes from, so I'm just going to snip both bits off. In fact, I'll just use my snips. Well, we've got a good chunk of roots in here and they are nicely tightly packed in. This is going to take a while, but we've got a good healthy amount of roots, as you can see. So what I'll do is I'll just go in, I'll unwind all this section, and then once it's done I'll come back to you. Quick prune at the bottom here, just because of one of the roots has been massive and it's gone all the way around, so I prune this off. Looking at the roots, I've got a big fat one here, as I say, it comes all the way around. I've got another fat one here, so my decision is going to be, I'm going to come in, I need to lop off roughly just straight across here. I think the flare comes in, it comes quite fat right across here, so I want to cut round about here because it flares out just nicely here. I've got plenty of roots down here, but the rest of the tree here at the bottom is all fat, it's all fused together, I can't utilize it. So if I can come in, cut right across this sort of here, it flares up here, starts to flare across here, I can sort of utilize. So if you can see it, let me just, if I can sort of cut there, I've got all these nice roots up top that support it, and I've got all these ones developing lower down. So if I can come in, prise this root upwards and cut, if I can pull that out, let me just get part of my chopstick. If I can untangle this, well, snap chopstick, there we go. If I can go in under there, that's where I would like to cut, I think. If I can cut that without damaging this root, so if I can pry that upwards, Now if I can just go in, cut there. Lovely, we're going to have a nice flare if I can do this. Straight across the tree like this. So there we go, we've got a nice flat bottom. I've got flare just going on at the base right there. Right, let me get you in eye line. There we go. So now I've got a flare just there, got a flare at the base on this side. All the roots are a little bit higher up. Most of them are down here. I've got two planes. I could have cut off here, but I want to try and develop roots here. If it doesn't work, roots will are all up here, so I can also go up, cut further there. Not an issue. We've got all these roots down here, well, up here. So if this doesn't work, these roots will take over. I just go in on the next root, cut. But I wanted to try and flat bottom it just there. Gives us that little bit more of a root flare. In fact, it's probably going to look better if I do chop there. Already, the line's already there. I may as well just utilize it. Shall I just do it? It'd be silly not to, wouldn't it? Let's just do it. Let's just put that there like that. Can you see proper? I'm just going to go in and cut there again. Just make sure my blade's sharp. I'm just going to go in, do the proper cut. There we go. There we go. We've got true bottom now, true base. Look at that. Perfect. And I'm going to show you, I've already done all the other trees as well, and they're in a bucket. As I say, all the other trees, I've worked on the roots. Some of them a little worse for wear, but all the others, chopped the base on that one. That one's had a chop on top as well. That one's quite severe. This one is a lot better, but they're all done. Whether we utilize these or not, they're all done. So let's have a look at the main tree. I've got this tied up. So what I've done is I've got a bit of wire, fed it through the entranceway here, and then around the tree, tied it up, and then and then fed it around again so it's looped just to hold it in securely. And then I've got a separate piece of wire going around the pagoda and then around to securely tighten it. Now I've not trimmed anything off, and I've strewed, as you can see. I've got all the roots just going around and then spread over. Now what I'll do is I will fill that with soil, and then eventually this is how I've got the, wow, let's put that out. I've got it planned to expose all the roots just like this. That will be lifted up, eventually exposing all the roots, but for now I'll still lift it up, but I'll obviously put all the soil down. Now I keep soaking it with the hose pipe. That's why I've got a bit of water in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably set it up just like this, and then I'm going to have another two trees just in the corner just here. So this will be a big one, and then I'm still going to put two fat, well, not fat, but still chunky trees towards the back, but then I'm going to trim them down, and then I'm going to leave this one to shoot out, keep it thick. And I don't think I'm going to trim it too majorly, probably just give it a slight prune. But first things first, I need to keep on keeping this wet. I do need to tie this in as well, but I'm just going to put a layer of soil in first, then I'll do that. This tree's all set. I've just started backfilling it, and then I've got these roots. I'm just going in, they just popped out, so I just need to fill them back in. Let's move some of this soil over. Fill that in there like that. Now this tree here at the back, I positioned it in nicely. and I've got this other tree I'm going to put here as well. I've just done a big chop, removed all this section off it, and then that is going to go there as well. But first of all, I just need to do some minor trimming on this. I've got to get rid of that one on the front so it fits in, and then another little trim. Let's get rid of that and that, and then also just here. And then obviously we're going to reduce the size of it because it's far too big. But before we do that, we need to measure it up. This one's going to go in here, so if that one goes there, this has got to come back, and it's got to be smaller. So I think we're going to reduce it all the way back to this one, and this one's too big as well, so I'm going to take that one out, come in, cut there. Let's see if we can clean that up. There we go. Reduce that there, there, there. Right, that's a good size for now. I've got my snips just holding it in position, and I can now go ahead, position this in as well, just there. That's got to move around just a snag. This one comes in as well. I want them relatively close to each other, just like this. It's got to turn a little bit, hold them there like that. Let me check out. Yeah, I want that just in closer, just a little bit, I think. Let me just check it. No, I think we're gonna go just about there. I want it vertical, and this one at the back just needs angling away just slightly. Right, now let's start filling up. Now the planting has had a good water in, and as you can see, I've overfilled the planting. I've sank it in a little bit deeper than I would like, just to make sure all the roots, as you can see, all the roots are well covered. And this time around we are, let's get that leaf out, we are going to make sure that this planting is going to survive. This one here is probably a little bit low, but I'm going to leave it, make sure the health of the tree is good. And then we've cut all the others, everything's good. I've got a couple of pebbles just on the back, just to hold everything in place. These two are not tied down, and it looks good because obviously we've got these two stones as well, so everything's good. Because it's so far down at the moment, it looks like we've had a bit of a landslide, but as I say, over time, as them roots develop and the trees develop, this will obviously gradually be raised in the pot. But for now, it is just starting along, so don't worry about it. We are now going to give this tree a bit of a prune, bring everything into shape, and we do need to reduce the height of this. So I am going to bring all this back, and I'm going to cut back to this just here. This is going to be my new leader, so I'm going to come in, take the top off right there, and I'm also going to, I think, reduce it back to that one and that one there as well. So it comes up, goes across and up again. I've also got a little leaf just here which probably will because I've cut that back, it will force growth here and it'll force more growth here as well. So probably end up taking that as the leader. If I spin it back here, you'll also see I've got this long shoot. I'm going to take that one out completely, and I'm also going to cut this one back. This one's far too long. I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to do the same with this one, bring that back as well to there. This one grows inwards, I'm just going to take it off. This one actually grows upwards. I don't want it growing upwards like that. I want to bring it back to there, take that leaf out, which forces it that way. It'll also force growth downwards. This one is far too high as a leader, but as I say, it'll force growth down, so I'm not too concerned. Everything else, this is far too long. I'm just going to let me just spin it around. Far too long just out here. I'm just going to bring it. In fact, I'm just going to take it off completely. Just get rid of it. Same back here. Just take it off. Already, it's starting to give me that conical shape. But again, just keep going. Bring it down. So there. This one. The good thing with tiger bark is you can just cut into hardwood like that, and it will re-backboard. So I'm not too concerned about anything like that. So again, I'm just going to come in, just cut into hardwood. If I can, I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut where there are leaves. I'm going to use directional pruning with it as well. And as you can see, I am doing in that conical shape. Where I can. Everything you prune off will eventually force backbud as well, so which is good. Now, sorry about that. My camera overheated because of the obviously 29 degrees of absolute hell on earth over here in the UK right now. So I'm sorry about that. So for the last minute, I'm talking away and I'm trimming away the trees, and I'm talking to myself because the camera overheated and didn't record any of it. So yeah, let me apologize for that. But these are the results. As you can see, I've took quite a bit off and I've done what's best for the trees now. So I'll just talk you through what I've done. I've reduced this one. I've just gone through, and anything that's in the what we would call the armpit of the branches, I've took off the leaves to allow the rest of the tree to grow. I've reduced the small leaf at the bottom. I've just reduced everything back just to allow it to regrow. Took everything off this side just to allow it grow. I've got pebbles on this section here just to hold the trees in, and that's about pretty much it. I've just reduced one branch at the back just here as well because it was awfully too low as well, and this one probably is too low, as you can see. I'm just going to leave that there for the time being. It will go, but do you know what, let's just get rid of it. It's going to go. It's too low. There's no point in keeping it on, plus it's going to put more stress on the roots. So let's take it off. So there we go. The main tree itself, as you can see, I've reduced it an awful lot. Everything's reduced right back. Taken off a few branches here. Taken the big section off at the top and pulled everything right back in as well. Branch removed, as I say here. Pulled everything right back in. Taken off, again, the same sort of sections in back there as well. I've got left branch, right back, front. This branch out the back here is a branch that was going off to the side. It's really not what I want because it looks like right branch, left branch, right branch, right branch. It should be at the back there, so I've tried trimming it to allow it to grow at the back and try and utilize it as a back branch, but I think ultimately it's going to go so it goes left branch, right branch, front, left branch, right branch, left branch, right branch, and then the back branch is over here. So hopefully I'll develop another back branch. As you can see, I've filled the soil up quite a lot. and obviously that covers all the roots. I've got the odd one that's showing for the time being, but it does go into the soil. This time I want it to actually work properly. So that's version 2.0 with the ficus. Now the ficus are more hardy than the larch, so I think this one is going to work properly. We flat bottomed it and we cut all the roots, and we give these a really hard trim, as you can see. An absolute hell of a lot came off today, but as I say, ficus really hardy compared to a larch, and as I say, the height of summer with it being 29 degrees, it's hot, it's humid, it's sweaty, perfect conditions for these ficus. So I'll keep you updated with these. I don't see any problems with this working. As I say, the conditions are right, just keep an eye on it, make sure it's plenty of water. The conditions are really hot and sweaty right now, so as I say, it's just perfect conditions for them. So if you want to see more of this, follow the channel, hit subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. Well, I don't go live, but when my videos go up, which is a Wednesday and a Sunday. And don't forget to hit the likes button if you like these videos. It helps the channel and it helps the channel grow. So thanks for watching, and yeah, please do like if you like.